Hello, beautiful people. It's me, Maris, and it's a Thursday night, and it's a full moon. It's like that harvest full moon. It's really beautiful. Matt and I were outside checking it out. And so here I've got a little smudge for you. This big, beautiful smudge wand here. Oh my God, I love it. It's the white sage, and it smells so good. So here is some smudge for you. And then I always like to smudge my hands. And tonight we're going to be using the Christ Consciousness deck. So I'm going to smudge the deck as well. Got a little piece of cedar in there, so I'm like letting the cedar also smudge the room area. October's almost here. We're just like a couple of days away, and October is upon our doorstep there. And you know, I love October. I actually really like Halloween. I grew up like my adolescent years in Massachusetts, up on the East Coast too, you know, because I spent some time in Maryland, but Massachusetts, and isn't Massachusetts like the ultimate Halloween state? You know, you think of like the Salem witch trials, and then Ichabod Crane and all of that. I believed all those stories. Well, I know Salem witch trials was definitely in Massachusetts, so. But anyway, you know, it's kind of like, so living there, that was like the ultimate Halloween. Every Halloween was the ultimate Halloween. Because, you know, it was like, isn't that where Halloween kind of started in America? I don't know, that would be a kind of cool little research project. Where did Halloween originate? Or where did they first start celebrating Halloween? Was it called Halloween, or did we call it something else? But yeah, I had this, September was my birthday month, and oh, I'm telling you, I was just so blessed all month long. Between little financial gifts for my birthday, and people know how to win me over with yummy food, like really good. I love Sprouts chocolate chip cookies, and so I got like a box of those, and some mandarin oranges from one, and then another chick, oh my God, she brought me these the jalapeno cornbread, which was like phenomenal. I got a really nice wallet, and just all sorts of cool things. A little like a candle warmer, which I use in my where I stay when I'm here in Oklahoma City. So it was really kind of cool. I had a really good birthday month, so thank you for everybody that celebrated with me throughout the month, and I appreciate you. You made it really groovy for me. And then don't forget, we have the Shamanic still on sale. It'll be on sale through Saturday, so you can schedule like up to 90 days, I think, in advance on my scheduling system. So get scheduled, get your Shamanic Reiki. I've got it on sale. It was for my birthday for 50% off, so it's a really good price. And it's about an hour and a half session. Okay, there's one. We are using the Christ Consciousness deck, and this is what I got from my astrologer. And she is a most groovy lady. I love my astrologer. If you want to know her name or any information, just send me a text or a direct message, and I'll be happy to get you her contact information. She's a really good astrologer, and I've been utilizing her gifts for several years, and I like to go back and read all of the notes that she provides and go, dang, that did happen, or woo, that was a week early, or that was a week late, you know, depending on how it flowed. And I'm laughing because I was reading in a horoscope thing about how this new moon, or not this new moon, this full moon is not a good moon for Virgos, and I'm a Virgo. And it said that we need to be mindful and keep our mouths shut, in essence. And I thought about that, and I was like, I'm going to say yes and no. I think it's very important to make sure that you always stand up for your boundaries and your rights. But when it comes to maybe being judgmental, nitpicky, whatever, yeah, it's probably a good idea when the universe says to mind your manners and mind your mouth to do that. So anyway, so that was technically what my horoscope is, something along the lines of that. But let's take a look. I'm using the Christ Consciousness deck, and like I said, it was a gift from my friend Beth. Really groovy deck, and I want to share it with you tonight. And so our first card over here, and I'm kind of laughing because it's the humbleness about being humble and humility. And I'm going to say on this one, being able to reach out to other people that may not have the same level of vibration as you do. Okay, so one of the things that I was reading today, and it was like one of those little posts, and it said something along the lines of, that's great that you're going out there and feeding the poor. There's no need to post about doing that. And this is what I'm feeling when I look at this card. And, when we're seeing that one person is washing the foot of another person. And spiritually speaking, especially if you're thinking about the times of Christ, that's a really big honor and respect to give to somebody. It was to wash their feet. And when I'm looking at this card and I'm getting it's important for us to be in a mind frame of giving honor and respect. It is important for us to be in a mind frame, make it a little bigger, of giving honor and respect. This is the energy coming in for this weekend. Now, this is our obstacle card, and the obstacle card is the Holy Grail. And when we're talking about the Holy Grail, especially in a Christ consciousness, we're talking about this balance here of our yin and yang, our male and female, whatever, coming together as one, and this sacred union. And so when I'm looking at this in an obstacle card, I'm looking at, and I feel like it's almost like missed chance or missed opportunities. There's a want, there's a desire, and there's 99% of that support around for that sacred union, but there's 1% that gets in the way. Okay, that 1% that gets in the way. Now, the next card is our help card, and you'll see that it is, I guess, in an upside down position. And so it's about blessing and goodwill. And you're like, how in the heck is this in an upside down position going to be a help? And I'm like, it's one of those, you've got to work it from the ground up, putting in more effort and a sense of ownership into that sacred union. Okay, if you're taking things for granted and not putting the appropriate work into that relationship, what happens is a lot of missed opportunity. You have 99% of the desire and probably things falling into place, but it's that 1% that will block it. And this is just kind of reinforcing that in that it's nothing that's going to come to an ease. You have to work at this connection. You have to work at this relationship. The next card here is a lion, and this lion is in reference to how we view things that are around us. So this energy coming in, we're already talking about, having to honor and respect and put that honor and respect into who we're connecting with or crossing paths. And, maybe sometimes people are like, crossing paths, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And I'm like, it's a good thing. Crossing paths can also be just a momentarily, or it can be a lifetime connection. But more importantly, what we're looking at in here is stand firm and don't waver your principles. When you're giving that honor and respect, even if it doesn't seem like the other person is receiving it very well, it's still important to maintain who you are. It is important for you to maintain who you are and what you believe in. There's a lot of struggle to get to where you want to go this weekend. I'm kind of wondering, now that I'm looking at these more together and processing it, if this is just a weekend of it's knucking futs, kind of everything you do is one step forward and two steps back, or a Murphy's Law kind of weekend. Because even though it seems like you're trying your best, with this one and this one, these two cards, you're trying your best. You just have things that are coming in your obstacle or in your path that just don't want to allow you to reach that point or do what you want, have what you have intended that you want to do this weekend, especially when it is talking about your loved one. I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you. I'm like, this is my 3-day weekend. I get those once a month. I get to take like 3 days off in a row. And I'm laughing because my husband, took off. And I'm like, according to this reading so far, we're going to struggle to make things happen this weekend. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I just need to work and not take off. But no, I will. I need to take off. So anyway, so where are we moving with this? I think actually by Sunday night we'll be in a good place, because this is about our sacred sexuality, our sacred divine energy, the energy that defines who we are as a loving sexual being. Sometimes people are really uncomfortable being their sexual being. Sometimes people are very uncomfortable being a sexual being. Not asexual as in without, but being a sexual being, if that makes sense. It's going to take some effort in order to make magic happen. And magic means a liberation. And when I'm looking at this card, especially after it following the sacred sexuality card through here, this is about a breakthrough. And I'm feeling this a little bit more, like I said, on this Sunday evening, kind of wrapping up the weekend, Sunday evening, early Monday morning type thing. And this is about breaking free, or a liberation, when it comes to your sexuality. Okay? And so it's not about being male or female or what gender you feel per se, but more about yourself as a sexual being. the intimacy issue and the, what do I want to call it? The very vulnerable state. It's not so much about having sex. It is more about opening yourself up to intimacy. It's not a frigidity issue. It's a vulnerability issue. And this card, when I'm looking at these, and I'm like, this has like been a struggle for you in this relationship to come through and be intimate, open, vulnerable, and you keep talking about it, but you haven't followed through with it. And this is the weekend that you're going to be placed in a position that you have a choice to either stay, and my word today has been enslaved, I don't know why, but to stay enslaved to that fear of vulnerability or intimacy, or for your liberation and breaking free and breaking free from that self-imposed almost prison through there. This card is in what I would say an upside down position. So I'm going to flip it back over, and this is the card that talks about the Christ within you, the spiritual within you, the connectedness within you. Okay? But remember, it was upside down. So when I'm looking at this card, this means to me that we're still going to have some difficulties being in liberation. And I'm getting in it, some of it is like this, okay? Sometimes we don't believe that we are good enough to enjoy something, or to receive something, or to have a wonderful partner. And we focus more on what we lack as opposed to what we have. And that is what I'm picking up in this card. I'm picking up that there's this almost, and I'm going to say a sense of not feeling worthy enough to have a healthy sense of intimacy. Not feeling worthy enough to have a healthy sense of worthiness. Now I've got to turn this card back up like this. And I'm kind of like, I thought these were Christ consciousness. They're supposed to make me feel good. And I'm like, and the message I'm getting on there is like, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. You're working on it. You're going to have this experience this weekend, but you're still going to have a little bit of struggle in being the intimate you. I'm going to blame it on the not the new moon. I'm going to blame it on the full moon. I'm going to catch you guys later, like in a couple of days, and let's take a look at next week's energy, and hopefully it'll be better than this weekend's. Not saying it's a crappy weekend, but don't get your hopes up too high, because when something very groovy and cool does happen, you'll be extra excited and happy about it. So that is the good part. So I'm getting ready to make my way home for some sleep. So peace, love, and harmony. I will see you guys very soon.